So I'm trying to do this in smaller chunks so it's a little bit easier to understand. Um, but to pick back up on the gut, I don't know if I mentioned that before, but the gut does contain a large percentage of the immune system, like some say that like 70% of it. And an immune system can be reactive to localized infections. So something like I ate something that say had a pathogen in it, not a good guy. So now you're asking the immune system to monitor that pathogen and to eradicate it. So that is a localized infection. And then you have systemic infections, which means that that pathogen becomes part of the entire system, not just localized in the gut. And you're seeing things like the COVID infection, and they're seeing, which I was kind of surprised at actually, but they're seeing a disrupted microbiome in the gut from the virus, this particular virus. There are other viruses that can get into the gut that can cause problems, but when I think of pathogens, I usually think of the bacteria or perhaps even parasitic infection. And there was a well-known CFS doctor, and I read this like a long time ago, which got me kind of propelled into doing more research on this. But he said that when he sees his chronic fatigue patients, the first thing he looks for is in the gut. And there he said he could find various pathogens. He was looking at protozoal parasites like Giardia or Cryptosporidium, but there's a whole host of different things. And he said that he had terrible problems with trying to get a positive diagnosis because you can do a lot of different lab tests, and there's a more of a slim chance that you would get a positive diagnosis out of one of these tests. I think that they have gotten somewhat better, but there seems to be an awful lot of still question marks on it. So his whole thing was just shooting first, but he was using a lot of natural type of antibiotics rather than using pharmaceutical, which is probably likely a better choice. Let's see what else. Oh, he made a good comment where he said that he felt that nature had put a majority of the immune system in the gut because the gut's a very um, susceptible place to incur infection, and most of these infections are coming through food hygiene, so water or food, which could be say improperly cooked meats or vegetables and fruits, surprisingly enough, can harbor different pathogens. So food sanitation, washing your hands, cooking things to temperature, drinking water that is been properly treated or sanitized or whatever you want to use. Those are all very, very important. And I think particularly if you get infected with something, if your gut microbiome has been compromised, then it becomes even more susceptible to these types of invaders. So I'm very, very careful about what I consume.